Hello and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video is alleged and in my very own opinion, used for entertainment purposes only. This is part 2 of Dr. Heavely and Mariah, what had happened. Okay? So let's get back into it, guys. Hey, Sharon, thank you so much for being here. She is back. Hey, Medio Ashawo, thank you so much for being here. Alrighty. And hopefully some of the people that were on the previous video will come back on in. I took a little break so that I could break this video up. I didn't want it to be too long. So I am back for part 2. So let me share my screen and we're going to get into it. I will be reacting to, let me see here. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. 1 second while I pull that up. Married to Medicine's Mariah and Dr. Heavenly have shade war on Hollywood Unlocked. Okay. Make sure you guys can see it and let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Mariah from Married to Medicine. Hi, I'm Dr. Heavely from Bravo TV's Married to Medicine. And we just finished our interview with Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored, and it was shady, and Dr. Heavely was being shady, and I think she might want to say something. I ain't sure.
I think it was an amazing show. We both did an amazing job, and I think it's very entertaining. So tune in. Make sure you guys watch. And also, Sunday night
at 8 p.m., make sure you catch up.
Now, I don't know how they convinced these two to come on to Hollywood Unlocked together. But anyway, shout out to Jason Lee and Hollywood Unlocked because this is where I seen it, guys. Hey, Stephanie, she's back and Paula is back as well. Let's get into this.
All the shade. You know, we're going to have a great time, and we want to keep you entertained. Be sure to watch Married to Medicine.
What up, everybody? This is Jason Lee, and this is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
It's your boy, Giovanni Watson. Hold on.
And we have, there's extra estrogen in the building, and Melissa Ford is still not here, but we have Mariah and Dr. Heavenly from Married to Medicine.
Yes, welcome to the show, ladies.
Hey, thank you for having us.
Thank you for
Mariah came in here looking at me like I was.
And guys, let me just warn you, this is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored. So the guys get a little bit vulgar, if I may say. So if you got some, sensitive ears, you might not want to hear this because it is a little much.
The troublemaker.
I just looked at you. I gave you a little side eye.
I love it.
But I was being sweet too.
So you're from the South. Both of you are from Atlanta. Are you born and raised in Atlanta?
No, I'm from South Florida.
Come on now.
Oh, so you carry guns in your pocket?
No Kodak Black.
No. Jesus,
Where you from, right?
I'm from Tennessee. Chattanooga, Tennessee. Actually, about 2 hours away from Atlanta.
Well, speaking of Tennessee,
very south.
We just had Jessica Dime here yesterday and just talked to Kay Michelle the other day. So I'm really familiar with that Southern
hospitality.
Southern sweetness.
I'm not sure how much hospitality you're gonna get,
well,
but we try.
But there's also the Southern shade too. We had Mama D here yesterday. She actually called me to talk to me about you fixing her too. So thank you for that.
Oh, no problem. That's what I do. I love my job.
You do a great job.
Thank you.
Am I good?
You straight.
Right, cool.
That's an overstatement.
Go to hell.
Okay, we have
damn.
we have jokes on the show about I'm gay, he's allegedly straight, so the straight thing was you
You
didn't know.
can't tell.
Now let me tell you something.
my
These two beautiful black
God.
queens could look at a man and say that brother gay and that brother straight.
Okay, well they're from Atlanta, so let's talk. Well, they live in Atlanta, so let's talk about Atlanta. We've had a lot of people here on the show from Atlanta, and there's one thing, and your fellow cast member Quad has been here. So before we even get into all the Married to Medicine madness, you see how I did that?
That was good.
I'm surprised both of you are in the same room together, sitting here.
Me
Look
too.
at you. We're
Me
educated
too.
black women. We can sit together.
You sure? Because y'all was outside in the waiting room. I thought y'all was best friends.
We could. We all right,
Okay, so,
Good. You know what?
I mean, we good.
So guys, even what's his name? Hollywood Unlocked guy. He said that even he was shocked that they were sitting there together. Jason Lee, that's his name, in the same room, because I thought that once she left the show, I did not think that they would ever be in the same room.
We're professionals. That's
We
what I
are.
would say.
We get it. We understand, and we're trying to push through.
okay, let's talk about the history. So I've been
We're
on.
trying hard.
Hold on, when I looked at the teaser coming up, because I have doctors, but I've never known my doctors to have so much energy, and I feel like I'm not energy like physical energy, but your interactions, y'all got a lot going on out there on the show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a doctor. Dr. Heavely is.
Well, I think that people are people. I mean,
Yeah.
I think maybe you don't see your doctors outside of the operating room or the lab or
Mhm.
wherever, but people are people. Everybody the same.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
we have the same issues,
Yeah.
same problems.
And I know you're not a doctor, but you're married to a doctor.
Yeah, and I'm a professional woman.
He's
Mhm.
no, but I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Listen, this show is Married to Medicine, so
And it was created by me because I thought that people should see doctors outside of their
Mhm.
lab coats without
Mhm.
their stethoscopes and see that they're very real people, just
Right.
like Dr. Heavely just said, and see the sacrifices that they make.
right. But in the context of the conversation, both of you are here because you're on a show called Married to Medicine,
Absolutely
and
right.
so the medical community. I mean, I worked in healthcare for about 10 years before I got into entertainment, but I was on the side of working with the union, so I worked with a lot of the staff that supported the physicians, and I haven't really seen. You never really saw into the show the lives inside of what doctors go through and their families. So I
Yeah.
think it's been an amazing journey. But to see, you guys here together, when I was sitting here prepping for the show, I was wondering if we had to do like a wand before you walk in the room, because we've had a gun pulled on us.
Oh no, we don't
Wow.
do that kind of
We
stuff.
We ain't
No.
gonna, now that's team
No.
too much.
You
We
You
ain't
might
gonna
pull
do
out a
all that.
stethoscope on me now.
No.
I'm
No.
checking now.
Check your
Professional,
heartbeat.
we got licenses. We don't do that.
Now I'm gonna say this, guys, and this is, I guess it's not off topic, but just look at the way that Heavenly is just so confident, and it's almost like you would think that she is the one that pitched the show. Like, she just really stole this woman's shine. Like, it is so disgusting. Okay. But anyway, and Sharon said, I love the side eye look Mariah is giving. When I tell you Mariah be on it, always gives the perfect answers, the perfect amount of shade. I mean, her clapbacks are everything, okay? I'm just saying.
That kind of
No.
stuff.
Okay, so for those in the audience listening that aren't familiar with the show or as familiar, so walk us through. So when you started the show, it was for the purpose of seeing what exactly?
It was to be able to step inside the world of medicine, the way we live, work, and play with doctors. You see them in the office, you see them with their lab coats on, but you never see them, as I said before, without their stethoscope. And to see that they're very real people. I mean, to see them, the sacrifices they made, and more than anything, a lot of it was to be able to see the sacrifices that people around them make,
Mhm.
that their spouses and their children, they are saving other lives. I remember one time I was diagnosed with a pulmonary embolism when I was pregnant with my son.
Oh.
My husband was in residency, his second residency. He couldn't come and be with me, but he was there saving somebody else's lives. Now I felt
Wow.
a certain kind of way.
Wow.
But that was a lot of, what I felt. I just felt like people needed to see the sacrifices.
Okay, so guys, hearing what Mariah's vision was when she started the show, I think it's absolutely amazing and something that we needed to see on TV. Okay, so she had a great vision and a great idea, and even that situation where she felt some kind of way because her husband was over there saving other lives, but couldn't, be there for her, like that could possibly be where the idea was born. So I think, that was a great vision that she had that has now turned into something else. And Mama B says, we're back. And hey, the review hour, thank you so much for being here. And Sharon said, Heavenly knows how to work the room as if she's in charge. Because that's definitely what is given, Sharon. Like she's the one in charge. And I don't think there's anything that Mariah could do differently for us not to just see that and feel that.
That people make, because sometimes they just don't get it. Sometimes when they come to work, they've been through a lot at home.
So when you say you started the show, or you come up with the idea, are you one of the producers as well? So are you like
Absolutely.
the Shawnee O'Neal of Married to Medicine?
Yeah, but it's a lot different at Bravo. Bravo don't give you too much power. But yes, I am the creator. I'm actually one of the few people that's a creator, executive producer, and star on a show at Bravo.
Wow.
It's 3 of us.
3 checks.
It's 3 of us.
Nice.
It's me, Whitney from Southern Charm, and Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh,
3 of
nice.
us
That's
to
really
ever
good.
do it at Bravo.
Okay, so why does it seem like everybody in this show is or has been or is about to be cheated on?
I think men cheat. That's what I think. That's what I'm getting at the conversation.
I think it's 4 now. Shaquille O'Neal's wife, what's her name? I think she fits that bill as well. I just had to throw that in there.
They shouldn't
Wow.
cheat.
So
And I think when you're on TV, it exposes things.
It does.
Men cheat.
It's a
Women cheat
reality
too,
curse.
man.
Yeah, women cheat too, but we don't
Yeah.
get caught.
That's
Not that I would
You gotta
ever.
listen to that.
No, I know. Not don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I'm not. No, she's
but
not like that.
no,
I'm
I
not
just
saying
think that women probably cheat too. I think they
Yeah.
probably do it a little bit smarter.
So since the executive producer tried to stop you, who is cheating on their husband on this show?
Somebody
I
cheating.
don't think anybody's cheating on their husband. I think some of the husbands got caught cheating on their wives.
So the husband that has the small penis that everybody's talking about, that's not Cecil, that's not Cecil.
That name
That's a
Cecil?
blog, not necessarily true.
Well, let me say this.
The brother named Cecil.
Hold on. The blog said that one of the girls' husbands cheated on her, and that was Quad's husband, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing I found interesting was all the women seemed like they didn't believe the blog, but Quad did.
She know a man.
She knows his
I mean,
penis
you
too.
know.
You know what you're married
She know
to.
a man.
You may not throw him under the bus, but you know what you are.
Now, I thought women was messy, but these is some messy men on this Hollywood Unlocked. They on there talking about the men's penis sizes and oh my God.
Married to that for sure.
So you can pull your husband's thing out in this lineup like that.
No, I don't do all that. I'm not one of them kind of wives. Like we're both Libras. We just don't have those personalities. I'm not checking phones, but you know what you're married to. You know when a person's lying. You know what you're married to.
So when Quad was here, she really played it up that she had a picture perfect marriage, and all was good or was going to be
How long
better.
ago was that?
Few
It was a while
months.
ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
a few months.
And
Wow.
so when story
Doesn't that sound like somebody else y'all know who plays it up like they have the perfect marriage? You know what I'm saying? They are 2 peas in a pod. Her, Dr. Heavenly, and Quad. And the Review Hour podcast says, I think she was talking about women executives at Bravo. Oh, okay. So you're just saying that she's referring to Bravo only. Okay, got it. The Review Hour.
stories like that come out in the blog, I found it really interesting that we've interviewed a lot of women on the show, and it was interesting to see all of the other women believe that it wasn't real. Was it because all the women wanted to believe it wasn't?
No, I don't think it's that. Honestly, you know what I think it is? Because you know what you're married to, and you know how your marriage is progressing or, going backwards. You can tell. But I think a lot of it is you just don't want to throw your spouse under the bus. And sometimes you want to push through and try to make it better and try to make it better for the kids. Well, everybody don't have kids, but I'm just saying you try your best to put your best foot forward and make it, and make it work. So I think that's what it is sometimes.
So can I ask you a question?
Kevin, you think they full of shit, don't you?
No,
You feel like
no,
people-
I'm saying, like, are we talking about Quad?
Before we go there, I just want to say Mariah is so classy with her responses and tells the absolute truth, unlike this person.
Specifically.
No, I'm talking about.
Oh, she need to
okay.
know.
Country.
She's gonna because she's gonna give a better answer if it's about.
Well, let me say
Kawhi.
this.
No, I'm gonna tell the truth
Exactly.
regardless.
Well,
That's
talk-
who I am.
talk to
Y'all
us.
hear
No, let me
that?
say this. So every
And
woman,
this video is not recent, and she said that she's going to give a better answer when you're talking about Quad. So even back then, Dr. Heavenly was taking up for Quad.
looking at the blog as it popped up,
Right.
was saying, "I don't believe this," and the
I wouldn't
husbands
say
too.
that. It would be horrible with me
Yeah,
if my stuff happened, because we've had my husband and I have had differences, but it happened early on in our marriage. Every marriage goes through things. It might be at different levels, and anybody tell you that is telling you a bold-faced lie. Anytime you're living in a house with somebody, it's hard. I mean, even a roommate, like
Hard.
so, a husband is really, really hard. But so the thing is it depends on who you're dealing with. Now, see, it would have been different with me if I seen something in the blogs about him. Would have been horrible.
Your husband's here.
It'd been seemed too much.
But
He
what-
was sitting right here. He would tell you, I am not lying.
but your husband, he cheated on you before, right?
Yeah.
And you guys were able to. So
I felt violated. So yeah, it was cheating.
how were you able to survive? Because I know we see an hour a week on the show, but
Now, why can't Dr. Heavenly be honest like Mariah? And even the way Mariah says it, maybe he didn't, go all the way, because it sounds like he was in the process of cheating, but they probably never went all the way, but she felt disrespected. So why can't Dr. Heavenly be honest if that's the case and say that her husband cheated? See, this is the difference, between a person with class and a person who's just so trashy and gutter. I'm just saying. And Mama B says there's 8 likes and 12 in the chat. Please hit the like button, please. And thank you to help me push this video up into the algorithm, guys.
but there's like when the lights go down, you got to go home and really figure it out. Do you guys go home and say, okay, look, we're not about to go out there and beat each other down or whatever? Or do you
That
just
would be a good plan. Hopefully, I would think that everybody would do that, but it does not happen that way on the show.
You're right.
Me and my husband, everybody, faults us for not putting too much out there. But I mean, it really ain't nothing to put out there. Now, don't get me wrong. Me and my husband do have arguments, but I ain't finna disrespect him on TV. I'm not gonna do that. You can't pay me to do that. There's nothing you can do to make me disrespect my husband.
because
I agree.
On TV.
Mariah had resting bitch face when you were.
I'm gonna say this: the fact that she has constantly said that you cannot pay her to put her and her husband's business out there. Like, I don't understand why she's still on the show. Why are they paying her? Because she brings nothing to the show except for exploiting other people. Why are you so willing to exploit other people, but you don't want to exploit yourself when you signed up to be on this show? Like, Dr. Heavenly, make it make sense. It's just so disgusting. Like, if you're not going to talk about yourself, please don't talk about me and mine, okay? Like, let's just keep it fair and real. Because otherwise, I'm dragging out your shit. And that's a promise.
Saying how no matter what your husband did, you would cook, clean, watch the kids, do everything, and still be all the role of what a wife should be because you said you're every woman or something like that.
Well,
But Mariah, see that she wasn't saying nothing, but the camera kept panning around and she was just looking like.
Well, I don't know how she feels about it, but I think that my husband deserves his wife, and it's my honor and my pleasure to serve him. I think he's a great guy. He does everything he should do.
I don't think it's a pleasure to serve, though.
It's a pleasure for me to serve my man.
I know that's
he
right,
prays,
goddammit.
protects, and provides for me. My husband is an ER physician with his own practice. He does everything. He's a great father. You know what I mean?
I like
I
that.
think so many times black women put their men down, but when you speak them up and uplift them, they think.
I'm going to say this, and I ain't going to MF and take it back. Your husband ain't better than nobody else's husband on the show, and neither are you, and neither is your family, honey. If you're going to respect your husband, respect everybody else's husband and everybody else's family. Period.
Think it's something wrong, and then they try to attack it, like they
Now
try
I
to
wanna-
find something
now I
wrong.
wanna cheat on
But
you.
I'm a uplift my man to the end. I mean, I love him.
That's
You
good.
know?
I had a question I want to ask you. So being married to a doctor that has his own practice, or he's because a lot of these doctors are making the same amount as these NBA players.
Right.
Is it the same type of what comes with the territory? like, okay, like how's that work?
I
feel-
don't.
Oh, you go ahead.
I'm sorry. I don't think so. I think that Aydin works in the ER. My husband's ER trained as well. They see a lot come through. I mean, we in Atlanta, HIV, syphilis.
I think it's worse. I think it's worse.
Hepatitis, HPV. So I'm thinking like they would have to be damn fools to really expose themselves. And these women are very thirsty in Atlanta.
They
very,
are.
very, very.
But I think the difference is, I agree with Heavenly, but I think the difference is in their field is because they're professionals, and NBA players are professionals and ballers and entrepreneurs. You can see a groupie coming from a mile away. You see a nurse. I mean, or not, I'm just not just saying nurse, but I think in that environment that they're in, you don't see it because they're doctors and we know they love what they do.
But them
you
nurses
don't see
And I can totally understand what she's saying. Like, you know, when you're an NBA player, like, you know, there's groupies out there. I mean, they come a dime a dozen. You know, they're always expecting that because that's just the lifestyle. Okay. But when you're a doctor, things just sneak up on you because you're not really expecting that. Because if somebody is, you know, coming into the hospital, obviously they're in a state of distress, they're sick, they're whatever. And then when it comes to, you know, the people that work at the hospital, they're taking care of sick people. So it's a very intense environment and situation. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, you're not paying attention to certain things, even if somebody is pushing up on you, or, you know, your mind is focused on so many other things, you're not even paying attention. So I think that's what she's trying to say. Hey, D. Herford, thank you so much for being here. And she said, to me, Dr. Eugene is the best husband on the show. And I absolutely agree, D. I really like Dr. Eugene. I like him and Toya's relationship. I don't always like the way she flirts with other men in his face and disrespect him, but I do like the way that he handles it. And I just like their relationship overall. So I totally agree. And he seems to be the least, you know, problematic out of the bunch. You know, there's never been any cheating allegations or anything like that with him.
a
Thoughts
patient.
too.
Yeah, because you know it's a lot of
They
doctors
But
out
that's
here.
what I'm saying.
It's a lot of doctors out here
That's what I'm
popping bottles too.
saying. But that's what I'm saying. That's my point. Is like you don't see it coming. In the field they're in, you don't see it coming. It's not as visible as it is in the sports world.
Okay, so you brought up all the different STDs in Atlanta. So I was just there recently
In Atlanta.
Wait a minute.
filming Wild and Out, and I was laying in my hotel room, and on TV they were showing commercials for HIV.
Right.
I had never seen nothing like that in like the way
think
Atlanta
they
is one of the
should, though.
leading
They
cities
should.
of HIV
It is.
in America.
They should though.
You know?
So does that ever create any additional concern?
HIV, down low men, bisexual men. Ladies, please be careful when you go to the ATL. Honey, those men, they ain't looking at you, okay? I'm just saying. They want something else.
Concern when these husbands of yours are out there cheating or
Of
messing around?
course, of course.
Has losing pounds been a frustrating and stressful experience for you? Do you have concerning health markers and are feeling
One of our castmates actually got an STD test while she was on camera.
Did she have it?
No.
No.
Oh,
Praise God.
Could have went
Praise
a whole
God.
storyline. Could have
Yeah,
went
it
a
could
whole
have went
other
a
way.
whole different way, but we gonna thank God.
Now, do anybody remember a cast member having an STD test on camera? I don't remember that. Maybe some of you guys in the chat may remember that. Somebody having an STD test.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
So
Because if your man cheat, he can bring home anything.
True.
And it's not just in Atlanta.
Not just a
That's
baby, too.
and
Yeah.
I was just about to say it could be a
Damn
baby
right.
also.
Mm.
All right, so
all kind of packages.
So with Quad, it looks like there was a lot of animosity from some of the other women on the show that because she got Sister Circle, became a talk show host, she started basically putting her nose up at everybody or being unavailable. Do you feel like Quad is like on her own shit right now? Like she thinks she's better than everybody else?
I think Quad has always been like that. But I've been friends with her the longest. So that's the Quad I've always known. So I didn't take it personal. I think really what it was or what it is she's going through some personal things. And sometimes when people are going through stuff, they just separate themselves. They don't want to have to answer the questions. And I say that to everybody. I
And
said it
that's
to the ladies.
understandable.
Yeah, you don't know how you're going to deal with things when you're going through stuff in your personal life. Sometimes you just don't want to face people
And
that
this
are
is
going to
a
hold you
hard
accountable.
group, you know. This
It
is a hard
is.
group. We walk up in the group, they gonna ask the questions, you know. That's pretty much part of our job, to ask the questions. So if you don't want to answer the questions, you won't come around, you know.
Have you ever faced a situation where your patients are just like, or in your case, being an entrepreneur?
Okay, so piggyback off of what was just said. She doesn't come around because she doesn't want to answer the hard questions. Okay, so then again, what's the point on being on the show? What's the point of being on the show if you don't want to answer the hard questions? Which that's something that Dr. Heavenly and Quad does. Like, why are they paying these people when everybody else, for the most part, has to share their life? Like we've seen, Dr. Simone admit that Cecil was spending way too much time with his best friend, who just happens to be a woman. And the thing about that was, I believe that was during the time when Cecil lost his job. So he had a lot more time on his hands. Okay. So I can see where Dr. Simone felt some kind of way about that. And he, decided to end that friendship to save his marriage. But Simone called it out on the reunion herself. So she was willing to share that part of her life. Same thing when it comes to Dr. Jackie. We all heard that her husband was cheating on her, and the picture surfaced on social media. They didn't necessarily come out and talk about it on the show, but they made reference to it when they went to, I believe it was South Carolina or North Carolina, when they went on another couples trip, but it still was not addressed on the show. Okay. So a lot of these people, on this show get away with not sharing any parts of their personal life. And I don't think that's fair.
Entrepreneur, where maybe your consumers or clients feel like it's just too much it's just too much. Like your profession on television is too much for them to patronize your business.
I have not had that issue at all. Now I'm sure certain people that probably would never come to my office, but ain't but so many I can see anyway. You know, I mean, it's 2.4 million people watching this show. If I get half of them, you know what I mean? I'm still good. So I wouldn't know, but I'm saying I have more patience than I ever did before.
I face it every day on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I face it as a creator.
Lie. I don't believe that Dr. Heavenly said on her platform, I heard it with my own ears, that she works part-time. So where are all of these clients? You work part-time. You spend a lot of time on social media. So I think you have as many clients as you portray to have. And then when you show yourself, at your office on the show, it's usually always celebrities. So they're doing it for clout. You're doing it for clout. So it's just an agreement that you have for them to come on the show. So I don't think that her practice is booming like Dr. Heavenly would like us to think. Okay. And yes, I'm not sure who that was. D. I don't know if it was Jackie. And Dee also said they talked about it. Jackie told Curtis that he humiliated her. Oh, okay. So they talked about her relationship, or I didn't see that episode when they talked about it on the show. So was it just like a little part? Maybe I did see it, but it was just so small. It wasn't really that memorable. I'm not sure. And Sharon said, "Oh, the lies Heavenly tells." Okay.
As an EP of the show, I feel like I always ask myself, was being on the show a blessing or a curse? I feel like it would have been completely different if I were to have just stayed behind the scene with as my white male counterparts did. I feel like I would have warranted more respect from the very people that I wanted to share this platform with.
Do you
So I
feel-
feel like that all the time.
Do you feel as a African American woman creator in television that you're treated differently than that?
Absolutely.
Or
And
how-
you know what?
how?
But I feel blessed now. I do feel blessed. I think it's just different. It really is different. It's a different set of rules. I think people want to say you sold it. If you didn't really do it. I think they want to minimize you. They diminish your accomplishments. But I don't think it's any different as in the medical world. I mean, I think it's just like that as women. I'm not even just saying it's like that as a Black person. I'm saying I think women are dealing with that so much today in most professional worlds. It's definitely like that in TV.
I forgot who.
Okay. So Mariah is saying that she kind of wish that she would have just produced the show, stayed behind the scenes. She has, different thoughts about it, about how she should have handled that situation. And I totally get it because, like she said, she's being, disrespected by the same people who she gave this opportunity to. And that has to be very disheartening. And Dee said, no, they showed them reconciling their marriage and her allowing him to move back in. Okay, Dee, you probably right. I think I forgot that part. I think I absolutely forgot that part because with some situations, they just drag it out, drag it out, drag it out. But with that situation, it just seemed like, they didn't show a lot of, whatever, but I could be wrong. Hey, Lexi, thank you so much for being here. And she said at the yes, I remember them talking about the infidelity with Jackie and Curtis. It was cringe. Okay. And maybe I just remember more of what people were saying on social media or whatever the case may be, more so than it playing out on TV. And Dee said, I used to watch loyally back then. I stopped last season when they started really dragging Sweet Tea. I didn't watch this season at all. Okay, gotcha. And I think I missed some episodes as well. And I don't know what made me stop watching the show for those episodes, but it does seem like, I did miss some things. So I'm not sure. Did something happen to make me stop watching the show or what it was? And Sharon said, Mariah is absolutely right. She should have stayed behind the cameras. Mm, yeah, I mean, I can understand that it's hurtful. I don't know.
Quad said the woman was,
have
but
mixed
who was the
feelings.
woman that was fighting at the pool at the party?
Me.
Was that you?
Me and Toya.
She sound proud.
I was all fighting.
Wait.
No, I'm just being honest. I'm walking in it. I'm telling the truth.
Did you?
Guys, this is a part I want you guys to pay very close attention to because this is Mariah holding herself accountable, okay?
You hit
That was his most shameful thing in my entire life.
Wait, I can't remember the scene, but you hit her with the bag or she hit you?
I hit her with the bag after she threw a drink on me.
That seems very common.
It was amazing. That was good TV.
It was horrible. It was horrible, but it changed you have to, from my perspective, it really changed the trajectory of this show.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that we started being compared to shows that I just felt like we were different from.
I was
Yeah.
I mean, that was very honorable of Mariah to say that because, first of all, she's holding herself accountable and she's saying out of her own mouth, she regrets that so much because it changed the trajectory of the show. Okay. And she could absolutely be right. And that's probably, I mean, when people started seeing the show be ratchet because the look on those doctors' face, because I did see that episode when that was taking place, like they were so shocked to see these professional people fighting like they were in the streets. Like everybody was just like freaking out.
about to ask you that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I hate
makes-
it. But
Well,
you know what it did for me is let me realize that, like Heavely said, we're all the same. Like I always thought that I was above certain behaviors. I did. But when my child when it was about my child, like it was about like I'm still a mama first.
Yeah.
I think
Damn
that fight is what
degrees.
put this show on the map, though. That's what everybody started watching. Like, damn, two doctors'
I
wives are
hated
fighting.
that.
Oh, we were actually at that party.
Look at Heavely with the mess. Heavely said that's what put the show on the map. And she really sees it that way. And I think that's why she brings so much drama, because she felt like that's what put the show on the map. And she was here for the mess. Look how she lit up when she said that. But let's continue. Hey, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. And she said, Heavenly, Quadria, and Jackie made me stop watching this show. Okay, got it. And I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Korean.
And
yeah.
I was like,
I
was
invited
shocked.
you, Heavily.
I remember. I was
Yeah.
shocked when it went down. I was like, oh my God,
It was
somebody gonna fall
horrible.
in the pool.
And my mama jumped in the
Jesus.
fight.
I thought
It was
listen,
a hot
you know,
southern mess.
Having been on a
Telling
show
you.
that fights every scene, it was good to see some. I mean, because
It was
when
it
people
was
do
real,
attack your
though.
children, real feelings do get involved.
You forget about your degrees.
You forget about the
your
cameras.
house. You forget about your neighbors. You forget about the
Mhm,
cameras, the audio. I'm telling you.
Still got to go to church.
I never thought in a million years that I would be the person fighting on TV.
That was
I mean,
a
when
good,
it
that was a
comes-
good swing.
Yeah,
though.
when it comes to your children, like I'm a father of a 15-year-old daughter. That's like I see
You
red.
lose it. You
see
don't
red.
see it. Yeah, it's real.
Now I want to ask you this because when I walked in and I met you too,
Mhm.
I want to know what background was your husband? What is your husband?
My husband's from Bangladesh. He's Indian. So, Muslim background. I grew up Southern
does that have
Christian.
to do with
Because I
anything?
was like the Indian guy, and she's like, I was like, he's Indian.
Wait,
Yeah, he
okay,
is.
but
He's from
see,
Bangladesh.
listen,
He grew up in New Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey, the
Let's
hood.
just, for the people that don't know, to be an ER doctor, that shit is really hard.
Yeah,
like you
absolutely.
never know what's coming through that door, and then on top of that, the hospital is so goddamn cheap. They don't want to follow the ratios. So listen, he has a lot of stress. He has a lot of
Exactly.
stress. So this is the question. Let me ask.
And guys, if you don't know, that's her husband sitting over there in the corner, right there on the screen. That's her husband. And I don't know why he can't speak for himself. He's there, but yes, that's Mariah's husband.
That's her question
Go
real
ahead.
quick.
Mhm.
So when Heavenly fat shamed you, did you feel like did you talk to your husband? Or did you want to just punch your lights out when you did the picture? I didn't think it was fat shaming. The picture was
Oh,
a
you
pretty
talking about
picture.
that picture? Okay.
When you took the picture and you were scribbling on it or whatever, and then the picture that came out at that sex toy party, did you feel like that was fat shaming? Because Gio fat shames me every day, and I just be like,
I didn't
Gio.
feel. You know what? To be honest with you, it's two different things. The day I was mad with Heavenly when we were at the reunion and she wrote on my poster because I felt like it was my property. Like I felt like I was being.
Okay.
I did. I feel like
y'all go start this?
no.
I'm gonna tell you why I did it.
But no. But
wanna
with
hear
the picture, I was more mad at Dr. Jackie.
Mhm.
Because
Why?
I felt like that's a picture that I share with her. When I was sick, I had 3 broken bones in my ankle. I released that picture to her charity. I did not want to take it, but because everybody else was taking the picture and she said, just do this for me.
Right,
I
where
did
you
it
think
for
we
her.
got that picture
So
from?
the fact when that.
Okay. So when Dr. Heavenly did that, I did think that was very disrespectful. Messing with people's property, that's a big no-no. That was very disrespectful when Dr. Heavenly did that. And I totally get what she's saying, that she was more mad at Dr. Jackie about the picture because she released that picture to her. So, I don't know how the picture surfaced, whatever the case may be, but it's almost like we had the conversation about Oliver Twist having a conversation with Funky Dineva, and he took something that they talked about in private, being two friends, and he put it out there on social media. So I totally get what she's saying right there.
I'm just telling you for me. I
Mhm.
only released that to Jackie. It had to come through her. She had to sign off on it being released, even to the network. So I was upset with her because I felt like she shouldn't have. I was more upset with her with it. So, and I didn't think it was fat shaming because I don't think I was fat.
I don't think
I
you
might
were-
have been thicker than a mug, but
you
hell,
know,
I wasn't fat. I had
I
broken,
didn't think it was a
Jason
bad
said
picture.
that.
I
and
didn't
broken
understand.
foot.
I
It wasn't a
personally,
bad
I agree
picture.
with you. I didn't think it was a bad picture. I think you're just pretty. Period. I thought it was a pretty picture, but
Oh, it was a horrible
What was your
picture of me.
reason behind it? You were saying.
Well, when I drew on the poster, we're gonna go there. I think previous to that, Mariah and her mom did a Facebook Live or something. And they were talking about all this. And I think, I'm paraphrasing, whipping my ass, cutting me up or something. Her mama saying, my child, something, I'm pimping my daughter, whatever. So I was thinking like, it's funny. I'm laughing at them. I'm saying, okay, they getting their Joan on or whatever they doing the most. So I said, what would be a funny comeback? Amy Joan is in a poster. You know what I mean? I didn't think it was all that when she started pulling and saying people defame the property and hollering and crying. I was like, oh my God.
So she laughed.
It was a $600 picture. I thought today.
Let me get you a $600 because I thought it was funny, I didn't think it was that bad based on the things that they've done.
But I've been watching you in the show.
Isn't it funny how Dr. Heavely never thinks anything she does is that bad? She always downplays everything that she does, but always highlights everybody else's faults.
You remind me of like Nicki Minaj. You like sneak this a little bit.
I love Nicki Minaj.
I love her too.
But don't you think you sneak this a little?
I think that that's what the job calls for. Now y'all ain't gonna say that. You know what I mean? Are y'all gonna watch a job that I pull some teeth or Jackie does a pap smear or something like that? This Married to Medicine. We on Bravo. This reality TV. Mariah knows better than anybody. She's the queen of shade. So we all do it.
But do you notice that she only does it to me?
No.
That she only,
have I not
she never goes
Toya?
that far with other people.
With,
she's never defamed anybody else's property.
Have y'all noticed that?
Let's think about
She's bothered more.
Wait,
yeah, because we're right on their property.
So we
see how that plays out.
Let them do a Facebook Live on me and had their mama at it.
After you call their mama a BITCH, they can do anything.
Like that was us there. Oh my God.
Okay, so I love hymns.
I know you do.
So you mean that was the second time Dr. Heavely called somebody's mom a BITCH? Okay. It seems like a pattern to me.
Now, I love Hymns for Men, and he's one of our advertisers that we've been sharing with all of you about, just self-care, hair, skin, and all of that. So are you still using Hymns?
I use it for the sexual awareness and everything like that. But outside of that, 66% of men lose their hair by the age of 35. I'm 32, about to be 33, so I'm scared.
Why?
Because I don't want to lose my hair. All right. So just notice this. When you start losing your hair, it's too late. All right. So it's easy to keep the hair you have than to replace the hair you lost.
Or you just subscribe to Hymns.
That's right.
Our listeners get a trial month of Hymns for just $5 today. So now while the supplies last, you can go and get it. And so see the website for full details. This would cost hundreds of dollars if you went to a doctor or a pharmacy. And if you just go to forhims.com/unlock, that's FOR.
So, guys, I kind of think that them talking about this is a little shade because if you watch the show, you know that Mariah's husband did have a procedure done because he was balding on the top of his head. Okay. So I think it's mighty convenient that they're talking about that right now. And Sharon says, Heavenly thinks everything is funny until it's about her. That part, Sharon. Hey, Cynthia. Thank you so much for being here.
RHIMS.com/unlocked. You can get your $5 trial.
That's right. There's no snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements, prescription solutions backed by science. So make sure you go ahead and go to Hims right now for your free trial. That's forhims.com/unlocks.
We already said that. Just go get it. Okay, so I get accused of colorism all the time. Is it a light skin, dark skin thing?
I don't think so.
What do you think
I think it's a doctor, non-doctor thing, a doctor wife thing.
Absolutely not. I think it's a boss coworker thing.
Boss coworker? Who I work for? Oh, I work for myself.
Did y'all hear that? Oh my God. So he asked, was it a colorism thing or, whatever the case may be? And Mariah said it's a boss coworker thing. So saying that, Dr. Heavely is jealous because she's the boss. She pitched the show, whatever the case may be. Like, Mariah is getting her ass together. I'm sorry. In a very classy way. Like, you don't have to be gutter to get somebody together, okay? And Mariah does that very well.
Well, I've had several. Come on, Mariah, don't do that.
Wait.
You have no
I'm
power
just
in this
joking.
show at
You're
all,
right.
and you know
See?
it.
Wait,
And you
wait.
know
You're
it.
right.
I mean, it
You're
ain't
right.
like it's
She's
about-
absolutely
the problem
correct.
with it was
She's
Mariah
right.
want people to
I
call
don't-
her Queen Bee.
I
No
don't.
doctor's
I
gonna do
don't.
that. Somebody with less education,
would
less
never
everything.
expect that.
Nobody's
Okay,
gonna
Let
do
me
that.
just tell y'all this. Let me
Nobody's
tell y'all
gonna do
this.
that.
I'm one of the people that really wanted Heavily on this show from day one.
Mm.
Heavily was
Ask Quad. Ask Quad if that's
listen
true.
to me. Quad can't tell you if this is true. This is
Okay.
my show. This is on me and my children. Like my husband would tell you this. I'm one of the people that fought for Heavily to be, as with every other person that's on that show.
Mm.
I thought Heavily had a different personality. I thought she was different. And I thought that she had an amazing journey. I thought she was a very successful, professional, and still real, professional dentist.
And my husband's a doctor as well.
And
I mean,
she's
you know,
married to
you
an
got all
ER
the
doctor,
things
double licensed, just like my husband.
with
So
his
I
own
like their
practice,
family.
surgical center, all
But
that.
Yeah.
I think it says a lot to you to
So-
be able to recognize somebody that's going to
so,
bring value.
I
think she
wanted
did
her to
great
be a
job
part.
casting the
I
show
wanted
better
to
than
be.
anybody could
I
have.
wanted.
That part. Did you hear what Jason said? He thought it was great that she was able to recognize talent. So basically, Mariah believed in you. She thought that you would add value to the show. But again, instead of you being appreciative that she gave you this platform, you choose to turn on her. Like, so disgusting. And Cynthia said, Heavenly is jealous of Mariah. And Sharon said, Mariah with the clap back. Love it. Okay.
Her to be on the show.
Yeah.
So
And
just know that.
and I think you're extremely entertaining.
Thank you.
She is.
I love both
I
of
have
them.
a
Wait.
good time. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna throw my marriage out there, but I read with you.
It was so funny when Quad was here. I was like, I really like the veterinarian. She was like, what?
He did say that shit.
Because I hadn't really watched the show at the time. I
Oh
knew
my
about. I
God.
thought you were a veterinarian, and
I'm a dentist.
no, but here's the
I
deal.
love veterinarians.
No, I know. Mama D told me how you put that fixed the mouth.
Yeah,
Right.
she came through. She
But
pushed
no,
through.
but I watch every time I watch the show. I don't know everybody. I know you, of course. I know you, and I know Dr. Jackie, who I like Dr.
And
Jackie
Quad, of
Yeah.
course.
and Quad, of course.
Yeah.
But you guys are giving way better talk than Quad because Quad was just a Southern Belle that didn't want to talk about nothing real.
I think
Really?
Quad just, in my opinion, Quad just kind of projects what she thinks people want to hear versus just being herself.
Just being yourself.
Just be yourself. You ain't gotta be fake. And a lot of it is she's become.
I think that's a very true statement about Quad. She projects whatever she thinks people want to see, and she doesn't be herself. But I'm pretty sure Dr. Heavenly getting ready to defend Quad.
what she think the industry wants. She puts on a lot of different airs to me. Love her to death, but I love her as herself.
But don't
she
the
doesn't
audience?
and sometimes the industry changes you.
I was gonna say, but doesn't
It
the
does.
audience gravitate towards what's real more?
I don't know. I haven't, I'm gonna be honest. That's a question I can't answer. Sometimes I say yes, and sometimes I say no.
I think when you do television, I don't think you get a chance to self-reflect unless you see yourself on TV.
Mhm.
And I think that first season when Quad saw herself, she wanted to make a change. And I don't think that's
No, Michael.
Negative.
Ain't
Jackson.
nothing
Right.
wrong with that. But I'm gonna tell you
I
the
think
other
she
thing
wanted to
that
make
I
a
think is
change.
important in this. I think being surrounded by the right people, like having a good husband or mom or sister or family or whoever, children, anyone. You got to have a support system to remind you that ain't you. That ain't a good look. Be yourself, or you don't have to project. Just be who you are. That's why you're on here.
So you all were saying that Cecil and his wife, what's her?
And I agree with that. You have to have a good support system and people that are going to hold you accountable and call you out on your BS, which is why I say it seems like Dr. Heavenly only have two friends. That's Dr. Jackie and Quad. And they're not going to hold her accountable because they use her to do their dirty work. And I think that's why Dr. Heavenly is out here looking so bad because nobody in her personal circle will hold her accountable. And they're just letting her just be out here making a damn fool of herself.
Her name?
Simone.
Simone. They're going through it. They've been
Right.
going through it since the reunion. Everybody kind of rallied around Simone there, which I thought was great to see other
Yeah.
Black women supporting each other. And at this point, I really want her to leave or get it together. Like, you got to give them a chance or you got to give
Yeah.
it up.
I
I think that in their marriage specifically, it's a lot of hurt there. It's a
Mhm.
lot of hurt. I think it's very difficult for a Black man
See how easy it is for Dr. Heavenly to speak on other people's marriages, but insist on not speaking on her own? I'm just saying.
To be
Mhm.
married to a physician, a woman is
Absolutely.
the breadwinner, and Cecil unfortunately lost his job. On TV. That's hard for.
So
any
he
black
needs
man.
her.
His name is Cecil. by
No,
the
he
way.
no, hold on.
They
hold
need
on.
each other.
Not
Look,
if he ain't got no job and she's a physician, he needs her.
No, it's different though. And you know what? I think that we're the only culture that looks at it that way. I think every other culture, I see how my husband's family operate. And it's out of it's 7 of them. And 5 of them are doctors. And you
Wow.
know what they do? Most of them live together, work together, support the other person. So I feel like I don't know why that there is this stigma attached in the Black community that says if you're a man, you can't stay there and help with the kids. If that's the most appropriate thing for your family to help get ahead, then
That
you should do
sounds
that.
really, really good.
You
That
need a
sounds
clone.
really good.
Though.
However,
It's the truth, though.
Love how Mariah is always the voice of reason and she's always fair because she's absolutely right. Whatever family dynamic works for your family and the 2 people involved are okay with it, then that's what it is. Every family unit is different. Whatever works for your family might not work for the next family, but it's still okay for your family dynamic to be different than the traditional family dynamics.
However, a black woman, we gonna be honest. If
No.
our husband's not going to work, come on now.
You need to
Well,
be
that's a
honored to
Black
serve
woman.
him. Ain't that what you
Right?
said?
No. But I'm saying it's something that comes out of you if a man ain't bringing home a check. I'm just saying for me. I'm not saying so anybody.
But if
else.
you gotta
But I'm saying if
deliver
I'm
a
getting
baby
up
at
every
3 o'clock
day,
in the
if I'm
morning?
getting up every day going to work, and you going looking. You going looking for something.
But you still have
that's just me.
children.
That's me.
Well, I'm
Somebody
That's
still
right.
have
And
to
you
take care of
black
the
men in
house.
household. You have black men in the house. Our kids
But
are grown.
I agree.
My kids are grown. I'm talking about me.
I don't
My
think
kids are grown.
I don't think that it's an issue if a black woman is or a woman is the breadwinner and the husband is. What I'm saying
the
is,
problem is when she says it all the time.
but not just that, because I do feel like sometimes you keep a person in a relationship to abuse them. I know I was in a relationship that went south, and I kept them around to make them miserable. And every time I saw them miserable, it made me feel better. And it wasn't until 3 years after I was in the relationship that I go, damn, I'm miserable on top of making this motherfucker miserable. So what I'm saying is something happened to where the marriage was on the rocks. Then at the reunion, they decided we're going to try to make it work.
Right.
But it seems like now I'm watching the trailer, she's punishing him or somehow not really allowing it to, like to actively try to work it out. Looks the same required. Your husband
I think they're punishing each other. I do. And I think it's different if you meet a guy and he's not working, but I think you got to be honest. Cecil has had a job and held down one for a very long time. He was in IT, worked for top, one of a Fortune 10 company.
But I think the problem is it's been so long. He hasn't had a job and he's not communicating with her.
Yeah.
As to how
and
he's
that
going to
could be a huge
get another
problem.
job. I mean, if we married and you don't have an income.
And see, think back to the tension that Dr. Heavenly and Simone has had. This interview probably played a part in that. Why are you speaking on my husband, my family dynamics? Like, really? And Sharon agreed that nobody holds Heavenly accountable. That's the problem. Hey, Jazzy Cleaners, thank you so much for being here. And she said Mariah brings a certain level of sophistication. Absolutely. And that's why I love Mariah, because she does bring a level of sophistication to this show. I totally agree, Jazzy.
You're going to tell me something. Talk to me.
And I'm saying all that, but my
I
man
understand him. But I understand
to,
that men are,
but in your 2 situations, being married women, who's the breadwinner in your household?
Well, my husband's an ER physician. I do very well too. It's been a time where I made a lot more than him, but now that he has a surgical center, we made a big sacrifice on that. He now out earns me, but for years I made more than he did.
But does being the breadwinner mean you're being out earned? I think
because we both brought home the bread.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I thought he was asking who made the most money.
I want to know. Yeah, I mean,
but both of us always made money.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way. I did pharmaceuticals. I was a journalist. I was a public affairs news anchor for the NBC affiliate in my hometown, and producers. For 5 years. Then I moved to Atlanta, became a pharmaceutical sales rep. Then I went on to do devices, making more than most doctors I know today. Wow. Absolutely. I left my job because my husband decided that he wanted to do a second residency in ER. And
This
what,
one right here?
yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
your-
same one,
Bangladesh.
absolutely,
Only husband, hopefully, I
yeah.
think.
And
That's it.
he's and you know what, he was right. You know, I wanted him to be happy. And then as soon as he finished, he said, "You need to go back to writing and get back in TV and do what you really love." They came to me to do Housewives, and I decided not to do
You would
that.
have been good on that show.
I would have been amazing.
I think
You would have
so
been
too.
amazing.
Do you
I
doubt
mean,
it? Do you
let
doubt
Kim-
it?
and they would have kind of, I would have had at least one or two that liked me, honey. They could have dealt with my extra credit.
That's who else you kind of look like.
So I just found out a lot of things that I did not know about Mariah. I did not know what she did prior to this show. I did not know, and I did not know she was in pharmaceutical sales. I think that could be how she met Quad, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Quad was also in pharmaceutical sales, and I've heard that Quad made a lot of money doing that. However, I have heard Dr. Heavenly say as recent as a week ago that Quad ain't got no job. Okay. So, but she did say Quad lives a very lavish lifestyle. She's always traveling. But Dr. Heavenly pretty much said out her own mouth she ain't got no job. Now, I didn't say it. She said it. So, okay. Let's just clear that up. Outside of the show, that is.
Like you also look like
Who? Who?
is it not Charisse?
Sheree?
No. The girl from Potomac that
No,
used to be
watch
married
that.
to the
You know
pastor.
what? I've heard that
right?
before. Yeah.
We look related.
What's the
Yeah.
light skin and eyes? Who looks
He look like
related?
Me and
Luscious.
her.
He look like
She don't
Luscious.
look like you.
We look like we
Johnny,
come.
he
We
look like
come from the
Luscious.
same
She's
Where you
family.
from?
she's extremely beautiful.
I'm
Wait,
from
thank you.
I'm from
Thank you
Gary,
so much.
Indiana.
Okay, I know Gary.
Yeah.
Okay, so why?
Thank you.
Okay, producer, why don't we have Married to Medicine LA?
Mm.
Oh, you do have Heavily just came here helping to launch it
Oh,
a couple weeks ago. You
So
have
it's
Married to
not on
Medicine.
TV though.
No, but it will be
Casting.
soon.
Okay.
There was a
It's
Married
gonna
to
be
Medicine.
I know it's gonna be
Texas.
all white
Well,
women.
No,
it's not.
all
Not at all.
African-American females. I think they tried it with Houston with a
Yeah.
lot of different races.
And
It
they-
didn't work.
It got to be
I
black
think-
women.
Well, I used to date this
That is-
OBGYN.
it
Okay. Did y'all hear that? Dr. Heavenly is trying to start a Married to Medicine LA. See, she wants Mariah's job so bad. Like, she's so jealous of Mariah. Like, what make you want to get into that, Dr. Heavenly? Even though I know this is old and it didn't happen and probably won't happen, but it's just like, girl, just like she wants to be like Carlos King.
Man, maybe I can get up on there.
They
Oh, God.
they all don't
Wait,
look
wait.
black, but they
Right.
all have
Well,
African descent.
because even with the Housewives franchise, Atlanta is the one that I watch
Right.
all the
Everybody.
time. And
I
then
think that's
you
true
know
for
Beverly Hills, I like to see the
Beverly Hills,
houses.
too.
The houses.
They so rich.
But you
so
seem
gotta
bougie though.
go.
Like you seem like you would be.
What?
I don't
I'm
think I
not-
don't get bougie vibes from her.
I'm so down to earth.
She
I'm just
gives me Clatchet,
Clatchet.
classy and ratchet.
Oh, I am.
Okay.
I like that. Y'all
learned
have
that
time
from me.
Clatchet. I'm using that.
I
I
did not
am.
learn that
I
from
You
own
learned
it,
that from
honey.
me, Jason.
Okay, so who on the show should?
And I don't know if that's the term I would use. That's cute, clatchet, but she gives me classy and she gives me real and down to earth. So she's definitely great for TV.
Go? Like, who do you both believe? Like, at this point, we're tired of you. We're tired of your marriage. We're tired of your kids. Your dog is ugly. Your car is fucked up.
Yeah. Ask Heavily first.
We gonna pray.
You said we're going to pray.
I just
Who
want
should go
I have
Heavenly?
no answer for that.
Wait, when you show up to set, when
I
you,
like all the ladies, honestly.
Heavenly,
Yeah.
we all don't like everybody all the time. So when you get to set and you see that you got to film with this cow, don't you? Who do you just say
Cow.
this one right here? Don't like her. Don't belong here because Jackie belongs there, right?
Yeah, I love Jackie. Yeah.
You both
Jackie, I'm
belong
probably
there.
closest to Jackie out of everybody in the show.
So who got to go? If you had to vote one
I
off,
might get rid of. I think everybody brings something very special to the show.
That's a
you-
good
who-
media
Who is your
train.
publicist?
Right. That's a good media train answer.
I mean, that's the honest to God truth. I speak the truth. I think
Okay, so obviously they did this interview before Sweet Tea came on the show because we know in this day and time, currently, that would definitely be Sweet Tea. For whatever reason, she does not like Sweet Tea. She does not want Sweet Tea on this show. And Jazzy said Heavily did the same thing to Lisa Nicole. Oh my God. Yes, when they were trying to do those events together, like Dr. Heavely is just a bully to her heart. Like, she is a bully. She stressed that woman out so bad. Her and Quiet both. I'm not saying who was in the wrong because I vaguely remember those episodes, but I do know that Heavenly tried to take over this woman's event just because she thought that she was a relationship coach or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I totally agree.
Everybody brings something special to the show. The show wouldn't be the same without a Toya. The
Mhm.
show wouldn't be the same without a Simone.
Mhm.
It wouldn't be the same without a Jackie. It wouldn't be the same without a Mariah.
Mm.
It wouldn't be the same. I think all of them are needed.
Mariah, do you ever feel, have you ever gotten in a mode where you was like, I'm about to fire this motherfucker?
I can't fire anybody. I can give my opinion,
Uh-huh.
and they never act on it right then, but they always, on anything I've ever suggested on the show, it's always happened. There's not been one thing that I've ever said on this show. They just don't do it when I say it,
Mhm.
but they've always
Might not be
always.
there when you want it, but it's right on time.
Absolutely.
Well, what I
Yeah.
was
Now clock that T.
say that I love
I
about
think
this.
we all give our
Wait, let me
opinions.
say what I love about this dynamic though, in having, because I totally understand being the executive producer, creator, and being in the show. I love that there's a balance of power though, because at some point, like when I was watching Basketball Wives, and I love Shawnee O'Neal, and we cool, but when I saw her and Brandy fall out, everybody needs to be able to give what the audience wants equally. And what I
Absolutely.
love about you is even in this
That part.
exchange, you still hold your own. You hold your own. It's really good. That's what's
I think
entertaining.
it's good TV. I think it's
I
classy
agree.
TV. We can talk, we can verbal spar, but I'm not here for the violence. That's all.
Yeah,
you know?
but Mariah, who has to go though? Because she's being nice. She's being
You know
heavenly.
what? I'm not sure if anybody has to go per se. I just think they need some young blood. I think that it's so
Young
many
people.
packs and stuff now. Like Heavely done said on a couple times. You'll get bored with it. You know what's gonna happen. When people become too predictable, then it's time to, I just need me some, give me some old young resident money struggling and
Mariah, come get your show because she is absolutely right. Everybody is clicked off. Everybody is covering up for who they want to cover up for. Like the show, it's just too fake now. She is absolutely right.
let us see the struggle.
Oh,
of
that's
it.
me right there.
Yeah.
That's you.
Yeah,
know,
but you're not a
yeah.
doctor.
That's all
He
right.
can
I done
get
fucked
one.
a few.
He can get a wife. That's one. If it
Wait a minute, I know that's right.
Why don't you get a young doctor who's also an Instagram thought that wants to sleep with everybody's
my
husband?
Lord, I don't know.
I mean, I would be locked
Oh,
in.
Heavely ain't gonna be. You know what? Heavely's not gonna feel that.
I'm gonna find you.
Well, we'll pray for her. We'll pray up over her and make sure she right.
I'm gonna tell you this,
Wait,
Dr.
Wait, you are
Heavely.
not praying over a doctor who comes in here sleeping with all y'all
Yeah, we gonna
husbands.
pray over. She ain't gonna sleep with my damn husband.
We'll see how that works out for her. That's what we'll do.
Let me tell you,
I
Ain't
can't
gonna
wait
work
to eat that
out
bitch
well.
alive.
Dr. Heavely,
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
you sound like you can cook your ass off with that accent.
I can cook. I don't cook all the time, but I can cook. They show it on TV. I had to show the other doctors how to cook. They didn't know how to do it. I cooked. I think that's one of the things that drew my husband to me. I can cook. I can do everything. I'm every woman.
So does you cook? So
Mariah
does,
can cook.
does your husband like
Oh, I cook.
black
Soul
eyed
food.
peas?
Oh, I cook Indian food. I cook.
No, you
I cook
don't.
Southern food.
You don't
I
cook no
curry and some
roti,
chicken
no
on
pepper
you.
pie.
Are you kidding me?
You don't
I
cook
cook
no roti?
dal. I cook
Really?
everything.
But do
I
you-
cook lao. Listen, I
Oh,
cook,
shit.
and I still cook my food too.
Wait, but
I
does-
mix it up. I do Indian soul.
Do you have soul food night where you bring out like
Nigga shit, oxtail.
No,
what's wait, let me think of the shit I don't.
He
Our
said,
son
yeah.
love
Yeah.
oxtails. We don't have a soul food night. I just kind of merge everything.
With
We
both of their
have curry
cultures.
and mac and cheese.
I try to
Collard.
cook at least on Sunday, At least on Sunday. I have a chef that brings my man eat,
Yeah.
I
Curry,
serve
mac
it
and
to him,
cheese.
but I might not cook it
Okay,
every
all
night.
right,
I have a
like
job.
Cynthia said Heavenly needs to go. Like, I want Miss Heavenly. I want Miss Jackie. I'm on the fence about Simone. I want Miss Quad. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. And Sharon says, I can't stand it when Heavenly says, I love all the girls. I know, right? She be lying because she didn't like a lot of the girls. Like you said, she didn't like Lisa. There was a lot of people that she didn't like on this show. And Mama B says, there are 13 likes and 17 in the chat. Please hit the like button, please, and thank you. And please like and share and join the channel. And yes, guys, I do have a membership on my channel. So if you would like to join my membership for behind the scene tea and just conversations that get a little bit deeper, join my membership. It's only $4.99.
Might work.
Wow.
Okay, so everybody should stay on the show, but we should find a thought to come in. Okay, so do you think
You
Cecil?
said that. You said that. We
You
didn't
see, I
say
tried to
that.
slip
Okay.
that shit in there.
So do you think Cecil should be? Do you think Cecil and his
that, man.
wife should be having sex? Because there was a lot of conversation that she should be servicing her man.
Right.
Do you
I think that's a part of
Absolutely.
marriage.
Absolutely. If you
Yeah.
ain't giving it to him, somebody else, and vice versa.
Okay.
Like, absolutely.
We ain't gonna speak that. No.
I'm just saying. No, I'm not.
I agree.
No,
I
you
agree
gotta
with you.
sleep
I
with
agree
your
with
like, come
you.
on now.
I'm gotta say this,
come
Dr.
on.
Heavely and Miss Mariah Queen. The fact that you just said that, goddamn it,
Yeah.
I just was in a relationship. She was depriving me of the goods.
So
for a
what
year.
you do?
He
I
cheated on her.
Well, why
Oh,
not end
no,
the
that's an
relationship
excuse.
first?
So you wrong.
Why
I
not
can
end
tell
the
you got
relationship
wrong
first?
all
Why
over
not
it.
do it in
He
order?
got wrong written all over him. though.
Why not
Did
do
you
it in
communicate?
order?
Okay, guys, let me just warn you. This is where the conversation gonna go left a little bit and get a little raunchy. Okay.
In the
Here's the
relationship
thing.
first.
Here's my
They
thing.
don't
my
watch
friend.
the show, but
She-
clearly you've self-admitted that you have a problem with sex.
She did not communicate. She was the worst communicator ever.
In the relationship.
And I tried to make it work. Why? Never. And then, unfortunately, I cheated. I didn't plan to. It happened.
Oh,
And
God.
then
Did you
now-
come and tell her straight up?
No, she found out.
That's what I'm talking about.
See what I'm talking about?
So
Was it-
this
oh,
is
God.
part of the problem in cheating. And I
You
said
know
this
what?
the other day. I can't remember who was on the show,
Go ahead.
but I was saying that
Right.
I was saying
As if,
Right.
I was saying that my dream, because I don't necessarily believe in traditional relationships of just two people. I believe
Oh,
that
God.
I
Here
believe
you
that
go.
you got to work
Sister, why
hard.
you want to be old sister?
No, I believe you can. I believe you can work hard enough to afford multiple relationships.
Listen.
But I'm from the Bay. But let me ask this.
You know the Muslim guys think that too.
But let me ask this question, because it's only in our country where we care about those things. Like around the world, they're not tripping.
3, 4, 5 wives.
So let me ask this now, because there seems to be an epidemic of cheating in Atlanta. Do you think some of the wives, some of these doctors or business women that are on the show should start thinking of maybe welcoming another person into the marriage?
I don't like that idea. I don't like that idea.
Well,
At
I
all.
tell you this, I'm
you?
I'm positively, absolutely
Her husband
against it. But I tell you,
Why is he laughing so hard?
He's laughing hard. You know,
Because he had the
let me tell you,
discussion
my
before.
husband
Got
is
it.
laughing hard because one of the things that is very prevalent in the country, and it's a Muslim, 98% Muslim country, you know, Bangladesh, is, you know, the men have 4 or 5 wives.
Mhm.
So I said to his mom, I'll never forget. This is when I really gained a whole new respect for her. You know, how could you do that? You could actually be with your husband with other wives and allow him to have other wives. And she said, no, Mariah. The Quran says he has to be able to afford
There you go.
Ooh.
all the wives. So that means if you're the first wife, you're not spending enough money
Oh.
if he can afford a second, third, or fourth. So I was like, yes, honey, I
spend it
like that.
all.
That's my mother-in-law.
What was your?
But
Go
wait,
ahead.
but if you all are
Okay.
sharing food experiences,
Yeah.
why can't
I
you
ain't sharing my
culture?
bed.
Why couldn't you culture?
I ain't sharing my bed.
But y'all got big houses in Atlanta. You got
Mm-mm.
guest rooms.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you, and
You
I
put the hoe in the best room. In the best room.
I can pretty much tell you on
Thank you.
behalf of every woman on this show, the side it wouldn't be able to be possible to have a side chick with us and live together.
Mhm.
We are very dominant, huge personalities.
A-type, all of them.
It will not work. Somebody will have to
I can agree with that. There are definitely some strong personalities in the women on this show. So I definitely agree with that.
go.
So
It would be
Heavenly, you
horrible.
show up at dinner. Your husband got a girl there, and he wants
Come
to.
on, dude.
Child.
What you doing?
You must not watch this show. I blow some shit up.
Are
She
you
called
for
you
real
dude.
right now?
You
She's
must
serious.
not watch this
Oh,
show. I know I seem
Stop
like
playing.
a nice Christian lady that
Oh,
I am.
Oh, but them be the worst
But
ones.
hell yeah, we can raise some hell.
It would be
But my
horrible.
husband know I'm crazy. He know. He
And
know I'm
mine do
crazy.
too.
My husband know I'm crazy.
I want to know what was his mother's first reaction when he brought his sister home.
Hell to the no, probably. You know,
That's true love there, though.
Yeah.
That's
it-
true love.
I think that they were horrified. I think they were absolutely horrified
He
because
said they was.
yeah, they were because every one of his brothers and sisters with him and I think one more out of 7 had arranged marriages. So they probably was horrified.
And you know,
when they saw
Indian
me.
dudes, they'll date a black chick, but they don't wife them
Oh, I
up.
wasn't
They
doing
do
that.
not
baby.
wife them
I
up.
wasn't
That's not
wifey.
the
I was
norm.
the wife.
And
I
this
didn't
is
play
what-
like that. I
when
didn't
this
play
is-
like that way.
And this is what I'm thinking too. Like, if he cheated, is it because he was watching too much Yo MTV Raps and thought
Absolutely
the whole
not.
black
He's
thing-
grew up. That's how people look. Don't
'Cause
let
Indian,
the
I ain't
smooth
known
taste fool you.
I ain't
He
known
grew up
Indian-
in Patterson, New Jersey. I keep
Okay,
telling you.
around a bunch of
One
niggas.
of Aiden's closest friends is Just Blaze. Like,
Oh,
just
he a nigga.
like
He black.
exactly.
He smokes weed.
He a nigga.
No, he's still Indian now. He's
He smoke curry flavor swishers.
Heavily heard me.
Lord Jesus, Father.
So
Where are we at? What's the name of the show again?
Hollywood Unlocked
I know that's
Uncensored.
right.
Are y'all paying attention to Dr. Heavenly? She is really enjoying this. Like, I think she likes this aspect of her life more than she does the dentistry. Okay. Like, she really loved doing these interviews. She really loved being on her YouTube channel. She loves playing producer. You know, oh my God. Like, she really wanted Mariah's life. Okay.
no, you know, we just
Unlock
like
it.
we
Yeah.
it's unlocked. Okay, so what do you think the biggest misconceptions of physicians are, or being married to one? Like, what do you think? Because
That all of us act like Dr. Jackie.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What
But
does that
Dr.
mean?
Jackie is very poor. She never says the wrong thing on TV.
See,
She's
I don't
just
have that perception of her.
She,
but yeah,
so
most
you're
people
saying
do.
Dr. Jackie's fake?
No. That's absolutely who she is. I think that I admire
Wait.
her because none of us can keep our composure when some shit go down.
Mm.
Jackie can look at you and hold hers. She might get you after. She might get, but she's
But
able
ain't
to
that
come-
fake though when you're on a reality show? Like,
I
if-
think you're
listen.
protecting your brand.
Listen.
Yeah.
So it's something to be said.
let me
I
tell
don't.
you.
But you know what? You know what Dr. Jackie does? She uses Heavenly as her mouthpiece. Okay. So she don't have to say much because Heavenly gonna get them later. Hey, Linda Gamble, thank you so much for being here, beautiful.
It's
think
some.
she's fake. I think she's smart, honestly.
This is why I'm on Wildin' Out now, because I got to be in a safer environment to be funny. Because in reality, you gonna get the real. If you say something to me crazy, you're
I
going to
think
get
we
the.
all do that. Yeah.
But not Dr. Jackie.
No.
She does it. Hers is just edited out.
Mm.
Well, yeah,
It
some of
has to
that,
be.
but she's better than the average. She can hold her temper better than all of us.
But edit it out because she wants to look a certain way to the
Everybody
public.
on the show is typecasted. So once you start out something, that's what you become. And they don't
Oh.
want to see Dr. Jackie, the great black hope, that somebody could keep composure.
Not the great black hope.
You know,
Not-
in all
That's to you.
instances.
That's to you. I don't
mean-
see
Wait,
her
the
like
great
that.
black hope.
I didn't.
One
You know
person
what?
can
I
keep
don't
that
see that's. You know
composure
what?
in all
I love
instances.
Dr. Jackie, and
I
I
love
thought,
her
and along with that, same thing.
got a
I
boxer?
want to.
Like, dang, Dr. Heavenly, let Mariah talk. Like, she has to answer every question. And, you know, Mariah done said a couple of times, I don't see it that way, but, you know, Dr. Heavenly won't even let her get her thought out.
Her on the show, cast her. I think she's amazing, but I don't see her as a great
Can
black
I make
hope. I
an,
know.
can I make
And
an
I believe
appearance?
that's the problem. That's the problem that we put so much into people. She's a woman put on her thongs just like we do.
I live
And
for
I
Dr.
feel
Jackie.
I love
She don't
her. I
argue with
live
our
for her
ignorant
too.
asses.
No,
When you
yes,
say
she do.
when you say she's
got
the
a
black,
sister that
the
acts
great
like
black
that.
hope, I thought
Child.
about Wakanda.
No,
See
I'm
that?
thinking about a boxer.
See that?
Oh.
See that? I'm proud of Dr. Jackie. I mean,
I'm proud of all of y'all.
She's
All of us.
she's very brand oriented. She thinks about her brand, you know?
So didn't somebody just get kicked off of Sister Circle? Do you think Quiet had something to do with that?
I don't know anything about that.
That was deep.
You don't never
I
know.
don't
But
know.
you know
They
what?
got
If
no
you
clue.
ever watched Sister Circle, the girl that got kicked off probably was the least
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that show actually.
Yeah.
That's
Great
pretty good.
show.
They've been
I
getting
think
some
it
good guests.
started out because I think we were watching it from the very beginning. You were like, oh, it ain't. But now it's
No,
so
it's
fire.
good.
It's good as the rest of them.
When Tamar Braxton's mom popped up and threw Vince under the bus, I was
Oh,
like, that
yeah.
messy ass show is some
Yeah.
shit I gotta pay attention
Yeah.
to.
So
Listen,
it got messy.
Joe,
The
it's
circle of
messy.
sisters got messy.
What?
Oh,
Ja-
messy with the
I think
sister
she was
circle.
upset for her daughter.
Damn right.
Jason, before we go on, I just cannot give these two black queens some type of love that I don't think a lot of people might know about these two queens. So Mariah, you was a double major in business and
Mhm.
communication at the University of Tennessee.
Mhm.
That's Mariah, excuse me.
Mhm.
Dr. Heavely, she doubles as a motivational speaker, relationship counselor, also runs a private practice, and over 9 dental practices.
Yeah. It was an essence right up on me. What I would do is buy distressed practices, build them up and sell them.
Sound like you got
I
a
did that for a
bag.
year. I did that for years.
Both of y'all sound like y'all got a budget.
She's dental. She's a dental flipper.
See there? See there?
A dental
And
flipper.
daddy
A
working
dental
too.
flipper.
Daddy working too. That's how I was able to do
Oh
so
yeah,
much.
you call your husband daddy.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with that? Because
I don't have
everybody
a
I
problem.
date better call me daddy.
Daddy.
Not
I mean,
married,
everybody
just
not
anybody.
deserving.
Okay, guys, we're finally going to get, and maybe we heard it before, but we're going to get Dr. Heavenly's explanation of why she calls her husband daddy. And after hearing it, I still think it's gross, but hey, it makes a little bit more sense.
The title.
Now, why
Do
you
you
call
call?
him
Wait,
daddy?
hold on. Do you call your man daddy?
No, you know why? And it's everybody's
Call him
different.
Prince.
I call him husband, or I call him boo, I call him bae, I call him Aydin.
Well, why not daddy?
I call him doc, because I had a father. My
That
father
was
just
deep.
died 2 years ago.
Yeah, I'm
And
sorry.
not
I
my
had a
and,
daddy
and
too.
it just would make my skin crawl.
Well,
Call
you could
my
call him
husband daddy.
daddy.
You asked me to tell for
Okay.
me, because I had a really close relationship with my father. He just died on Christmas Eve 2 years ago, and I cannot call my husband daddy.
Let me tell you
And
why I
then
call
sleep
my
with him
husband
for
daddy.
me, you know,
Let me
but
tell you why I call
He's
my
still
husband
my
daddy.
king.
My husband and I had our first son, Damon Jr. And his name is Damon too. So my son would call him Damon because I called him Damon. So I started calling him Daddy.
And that
and,
makes sense.
And he liked it.
So
I
let me
love
so
that
let me
shit.
ask you a
He liked it,
question.
daddy.
When a woman calls her husband daddy, what do you think of that? Do you think that is that in any way diminishing her as a woman? I don't think
Absolutely
so.
Not at
not.
all.
Absolutely
And
not.
it's not taken away from my father either. I don't have an issue with my father. My father's deceased as well. We had a close relationship. I think people read too much and stuff. I call him daddy because he's everything a daddy should be.
And I agree with her on that. I think sometimes you
Turn
just have
that
to do
ass
what's
up.
good in your household. Like she called her husband daddy, you know, I call mine's boo, babe, whatever. So you got to do what works for you and your household.
How he respond when you call him boo?
Oh, he's responding.
Do y'all see how Mariah doesn't really have any smoke for Dr. Heavenly? She's just so pleasant compared to how Dr. Heavenly be dragging Mariah out here in these streets. Like, I think it will still be possible for them to work together because I don't believe that Mariah holds any animosity towards Dr. Heavenly. But Dr. Heavenly, on the other hand, you know, she's just very jealous hearted, in my opinion.
Whatever I call, I don't
With
even have to
that
call. I
smile.
just give him a look.
See that?
I just give him a look. I really don't have to call his name. I just give him a wink.
She just show up.
Damn right.
Have you ever
For
had
real.
have you ever had a scene with each other or with one of the other girls where you left saying, I'm really never gonna like her again, but I'm gonna just show up and shoot with her?
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm a forgiving person. I think that me and Mariah been through a lot together.
Yeah, we have.
And look at you, both came here today.
I'm saying I'm a forgiving
We're
person.
trying.
I think that
We really are trying.
I think that ain't nothing that deep though. You know what I mean? Like the people I love are at the house.
I've been on
I
TV.
know what
I've been
this
on TV
is.
where I've
I
said
think I understand what this is.
I've been on TV with some people where I said, I'm going to show up if I have to, but I don't like that motherfucker at
I think
all.
there's some
You
people
know
on the
what
show
I
like
think
that.
it is? I think
all.
absolutely. I think you do encounter people like that. And I think a lot, in my experience, a lot of what I think Heavily feels that way until she's under the microscope. I don't think she really has had it. Like I feel like
Well, I said
maybe-
the same thing.
maybe I have.
Mm.
Like I don't think, you know, like once you learn, I think this was the first season of all the years, in my opinion, that Heavely's been on the show where someone has even remotely hit a hot button, and it was me. And I did it. I was uncomfortable with doing it, but like you want people to understand how it feels when something really
it's on the
bad
other
is
side.
done. When it's on the
think
other
she
side.
thinks she hit my hot button. The thing that she
Child.
did was she said my husband was cheating on me. Yeah, I got
We
it
ain't
together
gotta
on
go
that.
there.
But the
Let's
thing
not
about
go
it,
there.
no,
We don't have
it
to go
hurt
there.
him more so than it did me. Because if you watch the show, I'm playing with it. I look at Daddy, I'm being he and the thing, I'm looking at
Heavily,
it.
you threw a chair. Oh, we ain't
I
gonna
didn't
say
throw a chair. You broke a glass. Come on, don't do that.
Okay.
Let's not go
it.
there.
I'm not.
Wait. Can I ask a question? But one thing I
That
did.
wasn't why I threw the chair.
One,
You broke a glass.
But what-
That's what happened. You remember that?
By accident.
Yeah, right.
okay,
There you go.
can I ask this though? Because
In the middle of an argument.
When Mariah was walking out the door and y'all were both hurling stuff at each
Did
other.
y'all see her walking in the rain, back and forth, pacing?
Looking like
hollering
you got
and
served.
screaming? She get the most now.
but
I think she should have gotten her peach back.
Well,
this
there
year.
was something that Mariah said walking out the door that caught me, and you said,
Ooh,
were you
don't
alleged
say
about
that
her
man,
and her
man,
husband
Don't do that.
cheating? Huh?
I don't know what I said.
Oh no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no,
I
not
didn't see
you.
it.
Well, I mean, look, I don't see him right there. I see y'all two.
Okay.
But Mariah said, she said something to the fact of you let's not talk about what your husband does. And I kind of got from it that your husband may have cheated on you with something else or somebody else.
What?
Was that, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think that was some made up
I
shit
ta-
to hit my hot button. I do. I don't know where she's going with that. I think that her husband had cheated on her. It was a hurtful something for her, and she wanted to hurt me.
Let me just say
That's
this.
what I think.
Can y'all believe the lengths that Dr. Heavely is willing to go to just cover up her husband's infidelities? Like, this man is sitting right there and she's saying, oh, I believe her husband cheated on her and she was in a hurt place, so she wanted to hurt me. Heavenly, you know that's not what that was about. Just like she said, you think you can just say whatever you want to say to people, and then when they respond, then you have a problem with it. Like, you cannot control people's reaction. And Sharon said, Heavenly is such a hater. Look how she overtalks and looks at Mariah. Exactly. Like, she won't even let Mariah get a word in. And Cynthia said, I believe Mariah knows some stuff about Dr. Damon. She absolutely does.
Say this. I've never, since I've been on that show, no matter what anybody says about me, the one thing every one of those women know, the only one that won't admit it is the one I don't have a relationship with now, is I've never lied on anybody's family. But I will tell you this.
She backed up what she has always said. She's never, ever lied on anybody's family. So you read between the lines.
Regardless of anything,
That's a lie right
apologize.
there.
I apologize to her husband. I was wrong. Their marriage, their family. I will never do that. That was the one reason I wanted to have this show. I feel like we have enough shows breaking down minority families. I didn't want to be a part of it. I apologize. I apologize. And I truly was sorry. Heavenly and I have our differences.
I appreciate that.
We might always go back and forth, but I will never.
Hey, Mariah giving her that side eye like, bitch, you're talking a little too much. You better shut up before I really tell it like it is now. I apologize, but I'm going to need you to pipe it down, Dr. Heavenly. Because Dr. Heavenly loving that because she thinks she coming out looking so good. But girl, we read between the lines. She said she didn't lie. So that means that your husband cheated.
I know how hurt I am when she talks about my mother and she talked about my husband on the show, but I said, I'm not going to go there.
If your mother gets in the grind,
it wasn't. It was after she said something about somebody else, not about you. That's not true. That's not true, Heavenly. We have the footage.
We're not talking about on the show. We're talking about off the show.
No,
I'm not going to argue with you because you know Mariah lies. Let me tell you something. Why Toya and her got to fighting, okay? She said, I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't even gonna go there. But the whole facade of it was a lie. This woman lies with conviction of lying.
You know what's so bad? You're calling me a lie, and you know what I think? I feel like you call me a liar, and I think you justify. That's not true, Heavenly. But why would we be Heavenly? Why are we?
But I appreciate.
What are we arguing about? I apologize. I did because I was wrong. Regardless, I'm not gonna carry a bone. I don't have to. I got a happy household. I don't have any reason to lie on the very people that I built, that I helped to build.
Oh my God. See, this is what really pisses me off. This woman is keeping your freaking secrets, and you sitting there to her face and in front of her husband and all these people trying to embarrass her by calling her a liar. See, that's when all bets are off with me. You know, I love Mariah, but Mariah, baby, you should have been spilled the beans on Dr. Heavenly to shut her ass up. If Mariah would have told Dr. Heavenly's truth, Dr. Heavenly would not still be out here running her mouth the way that she does. She's being allowed to sabotage all these other people, all these other families with no repercussions. And Cynthia said, that's right, he cheated. Real.
I'm just saying that I was. I'm not saying that Heavily. I'm not saying it like that. Heavily, I'm not saying that like that. I'm saying that I constantly say positive things. Why are you? What?
But I'm saying you sitting here saying you don't lie. You lie.
I don't, sweetie. I don't like you saying that. I never lied on you.
Wait, so I could have.
When I said that you had successful, what was what?
But that's true. you mix lies with
Oh.
the
Just
truth.
wait.
That's what
Okay.
wicked people
Okay,
do.
but no, but let me say, well,
Ooh, she called this lady wicked to her face. Oh my God. Like, this is stressing me out even watching this shit. I'm sorry. This is stressing me out watching this woman when Mariah is being so classy, so sophisticated. She's talking over her, won't let her talk, calling her a liar. And the reason why she's really trying to push that Mariah is a liar, it's so that people won't believe her when she said that Dr. Damon is a cheater. She's trying to push that narrative that Mariah is a liar so that people just think Mariah's a liar and she lied on Dr. Damon. That's exactly what she's trying to do. Control the narrative.
Oh, wow.
but let me
Hold
say
on.
this. Let me say, because I don't,
Let's see
you
where
know,
this is
digress.
going.
not wait,
Yeah,
I don't,
see where it's
wait,
going.
Digress.
Can I say something just out of respect for everybody? Because Mariah
Ouch.
didn't take any personal dig at you. We're just talking about the topic.
Right.
What we're watching on the show
All
right
right,
now.
but you make a personal topic when she attacks my husband, and
I
he
didn't
did not
attack your
deserve any of
husband.
that. Okay, watch the show,
No, but
and
I'm-
then you'll see if that's a lie.
But see,
And see how it
anytime,
plays out.
but let me say this. I apologize, and I have since
That
then.
was episode
In anybody
10.
interviews, any interviews I've had, I have personally, out of respect for your husband, I'm a woman of
Thank
my
you.
word, and I am
Thank
not
you.
a liar.
And he's a respectable
And let me
man.
tell you this: I
And all
have
black men
and
don't cheat. That's not true. And don't
I
put
think
that
all
in the
men
atmosphere.
cheat, personally.
Don't put that. That's not true.
I think all men cheat.
I think with their eyes, maybe.
No,
maybe, you
I
know
think
what I mean.
no.
You think of the lust.
I have a penis.
But I think
we cheat, and I'm
I
gonna
don't
tell
think
you.
all men cheat. There's an
Oh.
And yes, Sharon, I noticed how she almost called Mariah the B word. Like she has a filthy mouth. She's so disgusting, but then she want to put on this front like she's this professional dentist. Like she starts off her videos on her YouTube channel with these so professional videos about her being a dentist. Then she gets on there and talk about all this mess. Like, girl, mm-mm-mm. You can't be two things at the same time. I'm sorry. And Cynthia said Mariah need to tell it. The reason why Mariah don't feel like she gotta tell it, even though I want her to tell it out of her own mouth, is because everybody already knows it. You know, everybody already knows it, so she can deny it all she wants to. So I guess Mariah feels like she doesn't have to confirm it. She's already said it. She says she never lied on anybody's family. She said that Dr. Damon told her, please don't do this. And she promised Dr. Damon that she would not put his cheating allegations out there. But I wish she would do it just for my own gratification, you know.
exception to every rule.
It
I'm
ain't a
biology
black
major.
man thing; it's a universal thing.
I'm a
right?
biology
People make
major. There
mistakes.
is,
I just said we married to men. We're not married to
exception
gods.
to every
They not
rule.
gods. They
Do
not
all men cheat,
demigods.
sir?
They
Cole,
make
Cole-
mistakes.
Then you
We
said
make
all
Cole
mistakes.
has nothing to do
We
with
all
this
make
topic.
mistakes.
Cole
We
is
all
an
make
Instagram
mistakes.
thought. He is cheating right now.
I think I'm the only one that studied biology and chemistry. There's an exception to every rule.
Okay, so let's move on. Okay, let me say this. Let me ask this question. How do you all? First of all, you guys are entertaining. I already say that.
I love y'all.
Yeah.
Love y'all so much.
Mariah husband over there looking down like he wished that she would never have accepted to do this interview, because what Dr. Heavely does is she yells, she tries to talk over people just so people can't hear what they're saying and just so she can feel like she won. Girl, you didn't win. You just made yourself look like a complete ass, if we're being honest. Hey, Moonchild, thank you for being here. And she says, hey, been here in the bushes. I love this breakdown. And Heavy is horrible, so classless. And Sharon said, F Daddy, Mariah, tell it. And Moonchild said, Quad does the same thing. I can't stand them. She sure does. They are just alike, just an older and a younger version of it.
Love it.
But
I don't love it.
how do you
I
get to
know.
a place where you all can have your individual beliefs without feeling like it's
Towards each
attacking
other.
someone else's?
Well, you know, Jackie always says you can't make your value system.
Yeah, but we know
somebody
Jackie.
else's.
She lying.
Right,
She
right,
edited herself.
No, but you
Jackie ain't
can't.
keeping it real.
Absolutely.
You
I don't
can't.
want.
Did y'all hear that? He almost said Jackie's full of shit, which he is. Oh my God, Jason Lee.
I was a fan of Jackie's. I'm not a fan of.
No, she's
I
a
wanna
good
see
girl.
no,
She's a
because
good girl.
you said when Jackie is not on camera, She is probably
Yeah,
one
did
of
I
the
say
most
that?
venomous.
No, I did not
Jackie
say
and
that.
Simone
I
are
did
very
not say
similar. I'm gonna
that.
tell you this. Jackie
I
and
didn't
Simone.
say
I'll
that.
tell you this. And I've
Heavenly,
been
you're
knowing them a
amazing.
very long time. I've been Simone delivering my baby. I've been knowing them much longer than Heavenly. And understand me when I tell you this, they are very similar. And they've been friends. They were in practice together. It's like me and my sister. We have the same values. We think the same way, but one of us actually knows how to bite our tongue and the other one does not. And that's the end of
And
that.
I think
They
that's
are
true.
very
That's a personality. It has nothing to do with the
Yeah.
profession or anything like that.
Yes,
I think
I
she's
didn't
probably
say that.
known Jackie longer, but I talk to her every day, and it's like she's all about her brand.
But
And
after
that's smart.
TV, everybody
And that's
changed.
smart.
What, you talk to her every day? The lady said she been knowing her for a very long time. She delivered her baby. Like, why you trying to claim Jackie so hard? Jackie ain't nobody to be trying to complain, claim. Like, she doesn't bring nothing to the show. She's nasty. Like, why you trying to claim Jackie so tough, Dr. Henley? I don't get it. I guess because that's her only friend, her and Quad. That's what it's looking like.
And that's smart. It's a smart way to
But
attack
I mean,
this.
you can be all about your brand, but when you're on reality television,
you
you
still
got to
gotta
lay
be a
it all out
person.
there, right? Don't you?
But you're still a
No.
person.
No.
You still got to be.
So let me ask you
No.
this. So in the worst case scenario,
Mhm.
for whatever reason, your husband was to cheat on you, would you be okay showing that in the show?
I would have to show it.
Wow.
I would have to show it. My whole thing is,
Liar.
people, Mariah will fault me for saying this. My husband touches on every love language with me. He provides for me. He does what
Why
he
would I
takes good
fault
care.
that?
No. That's what I'm about to say. Let me finish what I'm saying. I wouldn't leave him for one hoe. Come on now. My whole thing is, I just think we've built so much together. I know I'm wrong to say this in a public forum.
I don't think so.
But a lot of women
I do.
say it.
No, you're
No.
not.
A lot
I
of
think
women
so.
say it. Oh,
She
I'm
right.
leaving. I'm gonna blow up everything. God dang it. And then when it happens, they still there. So why not tell the truth?
But
I
is
don't-
that because you're
you don't
married?
know, because it's
Why
one,
not tell the truth?
But is that because
you don't know
married,
what
you
you'll
wouldn't leave
do
him?
until you're in that situation.
I think I know what I do. I think I would. I don't think I would leave based on one bitch. Now over and over again, like
You
this
know what?
whole
You don't know.
disrespect-
You don't.
disrespect
you know what?
over and over again. Yeah,
I just think
so.
certain
For one
situations.
thing, nah.
I just think certain situations you don't know what you'll do until you're in that position. People can say anything, you can say what you'll do, but when you're in that situation, you truly don't know the
I
dynamics.
think
You don't know
she
how deep
doesn't
it
know.
is.
Or maybe she does.
No, it's not.
Oh my God, she won't even let Mariah talk. This is so hard to watch. Let me catch up. And Moonchild said, always screaming like banshees, cackling like witches, longer than Heavenly. And Cynthia said that she agrees with Moonchild about Quad. And Sharon said, Jason talking about Jackie. Yes, I'm loving him dragging Jackie. I'm getting my whole life with him over here talking about Jackie because even though this was, a while back, he's absolutely right about Dr. Jackie. He's saying what we are all saying about Dr. Jackie, and he said this a while ago, okay? So he's seen what we see now a long time ago. The lies. And Dr. Heavely is definitely a liar.
But my thing is,
I have experienced it, and I talked about it. I shared it, and I grow
Okay,
from it, and I'm okay
listen,
because I'm married to a man, not a
Listen.
you know
God.
what
honey.
you
Hold on,
would have
hold on.
done. I'm
Listen.
saying,
Okay. I believe you can be cheated on and be forgiven.
Yeah.
Wait. I believe you can be a cheater and stop
Not do it
cheating
again.
because if you get married, aren't you supposed to say, okay, we gonna get into this deal? It's sort of like if I get into this show with Giovanni and Melissa, and this ain't even a marriage, right?
right.
But we have a falling out, which we have had.
Yeah.
We have something we've built that has value. So we have to continue to find the resolve
But
in
let me
that
throw a
conflict.
monkey
Let me
wrench.
finish. And then you can say whatever. I think just as much as you would say, I'm not staying with my man if he leaves, someone could say, then you don't love him enough to forgive him. And as much as someone can say, I wouldn't let no man cheat on me and you should have left and you don't have enough self-respect. But
Right.
someone could say, I have enough confidence in my marriage to make it work and be better. Do you think it's because there's a lot of women that listen to the show and a lot of women get cheated on because I think all men cheat. You say no. Don't you think that there's some power in a woman being able to say, you know what, I'm gonna take control of my marriage, I'm gonna take control of this problem, and I'm gonna fix it and stay in it and see how I can become a stronger person.
I
Don't you
think
so?
it's very powerful to say that, but to actually do it is the struggle.
It depends
and I
on
think
how he
no
cheated.
matter what, you just don't
agree.
know what you're going to do until you're in a situation.
If
I
he
think
telling you
if
the
he
truth.
cheated and he came like Gregory Lunsford, very arrogant, like what you want me to do, then yeah, I gotta go. But if you cheated and
That's
you're
all I'm
remorseful
saying.
and,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
changing
That's all I'm
and you
saying. It
wiping her dirty
depends.
drawers,
I agree.
It depends on the scenario.
But
this
this
is
That's
the
all I was
caveat
saying.
here.
I agree. Or if he has a
y'all
transsexual,
talking about let's
transsexual.
work it out. Let the woman cheat. Let Mariah cheat with Aydin stay. I don't know.
Or
I'm
if he
just
has a
saying.
sex with a transsexual, if he goes and fucks a transsexual in the behind the garbage
Come
can.
on now, y'all. Where
Then
y'all
you-
going with this?
then you- no,
Come on, let's come back from there.
No, I'm
on.
saying we've had three transsexuals on our show. So we had a dwarf here last week. We talked to all types of people. I'm just saying, there's just certain levels of cheating. Like you said.
So why you can't accept if a woman cheats?
Ooh.
I'm asking you.
Ooh.
Yeah, he would know better than me.
Ooh, you know what? That's a great question. I think when a woman cheats, it's more emotional, and she's probably been
Not necessarily.
She's clocked out at some point in time. Men, we're physical. I can fuck anything whenever I want to, just because I can get my dick hard and I'm ready. But when a woman could go to church with a brother.
Guys, I have to say this. I thought that was kind of very disrespectful the way he was talking to these women, in the company of these women. I thought it was a little much, honestly.
And we have a heart attack about it. It's just more of an emotional
But
thing.
I think it should go both ways, right? Like a man can't expect a woman to just accept it and move forward. It should go both ways,
It
right?
should, but it doesn't.
But that's not fair.
Because you're
not
receiving, we're giving.
I think really.
But no,
Talk to
that's
men.
not
Talk to
fair.
men. Talk to
First
straight
of all,
men. They don't go for that.
some men are receiving too.
I think
But
they all
that's not
did.
the point. The point is that it's not about who's giving or receiving. Because I feel like you're not equally yoked if you get into a relationship with a woman and say these rules apply to me, but they don't apply to you, or vice versa.
Listen, here's the thing. If my ex had cheated on me, as much as I love her, we could have got through it. But like you said, she didn't love me enough to forgive me and to get through it.
But you didn't
That
love
was one
That
time.
doesn't necessarily mean that.
She
though.
didn't
It doesn't
love me
mean
enough.
she
So
didn't
you
love
could
you
have
enough.
forgiven her for cheating?
Yes, because I love her that much.
Or,
I was lacking something.
Wow.
I wasn't doing something.
well, can
that
I
she
tell
did.
you something? It may not necessarily have been that. It could have been that she knows herself well enough to know that you would have been living in hell after cheating, because she might have brought it up every
I'm
single
willing to go
day.
through that. I would have went through that. Kevin
Yeah.
Hart's going through it
It's
right
like
now
we
with
were just
Nico.
but who wants to do that though?
want-
Who wants
Because
to
I'm
live?
willing to
Well,
go
let
through
me-
wanna live
hell
like
to
that.
show you how much I'm sorry, and let's make this
he's
better.
young.
That man no love, baby.
No,
He doing it.
no.
He does.
That man is young.
I'm 32.
And, no, but 32. I'm 41. When you get to a certain place in life, you go, you know what?
I'm
Happiness is
39.
priceless than the motherfucker. And
It
I'm
is.
gonna try to work
Peace
it
of
out.
mind is worth
But-
so much.
But wait.
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
I was in a relationship.
Mariah is so smart and, like I said, so sophisticated. Like, she really, before she speaks, she thinks about what she's going to say. That's why it sounds, it comes off as, she's not just playing one side or whatever. She stays neutral in all of these conversations. Okay.
Where I literally woke up every day unconsciously thinking of how to make this person miserable.
Mhm.
You have to value your life much more than that to
I
want to
get
be
that.
happy.
But here's the difference. These two queens are under the covenant. So for better or
What does
worse,
covenant mean? What
the
do you
covenant,
mean?
they're married.
Okay.
So for better or for worse, you got to figure this shit the fuck out.
No,
like
but-
she
no,
said,
wait,
I agree with
wait.
Dr. Heavely. One time is cool.
What
The one
happened?
time is cool.
It
She
ain't
didn't
cool.
say
Wait,
that.
no,
She didn't say that.
No. One
hold on.
time.
No, that's
No.
not what
That
happened.
man just said
Let
that.
me set it up so you can
I'm
get the
sorry.
point correct.
Sorry.
What Heavenly said was she didn't believe. What I thought she said was she wouldn't stay in her marriage if
It was
her
multiple
husband cheated.
times.
No, if her husband cheated on you, you would stay in your marriage, right?
One
Okay.
time.
Okay, okay,
I said once.
okay,
And we
one
can give
time.
him one time. Let's say one time every 15 years.
Shit.
But that's not cheating. That would be a hall pass.
Right.
Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead,
but
Jill.
no, if a man
Now she sounds so dumb. Once every 15 years. Okay, girl. We just can't with Dr. Heavenly. And Moonchild said, which is why Mariah is perfect for media because she's smart. And Quad and Heavenly are not. They are desperate for attention and to be noticed. That part, Moonchild.
made a mistake and cheated,
I made a mistake.
But I know men that cheat and will get their left arm cut off rather than their wives know it. You know, they love their wife, but they still had to get it. Sex is powerful.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
get it.
It
That don't
is.
mean they don't love me.
Especially
And
when
I'm
you
gonna
come and
let
giving it
all
to
this
you.
go. I got these kids. I got this family. We doing this.
Now, is it me or does she sound like she's talking about her husband, Dr. Damon? And she said that doesn't mean he don't love me. So basically, she telling on herself. He willing to cut off his left arm to try to make sure that she don't find out, but she found out through her own cast members.
We got this love here. And you think for this thought hole here that didn't mean nothing.
But
to
Amber
him.
Rose was here and she said that a woman who's considered the thought, the hoe, or the side chick is the wrong is being placed on the wrong person because the person you're married to has the obligation to you, not the girl.
Well, I think these hoes is really thirsty, and I think a lot of men can't control themselves. You ever seen a man that's really?
I think a lot of men are sneaky.
Yeah,
too.
they
sneaky.
Let me ask you a question. What's the longest
I think
either
they
one
just
of you?
as thottish as the women.
What's the longest either one of you went without sex? A year?
Now, y'all know how we talk about those women who want to blame the female when their husband cheat. You know, so Dr. Heavely has made it clear that she's that type of woman because my problem ain't gonna be with the woman. My problem gonna be with either my man, my husband, or whatever the case may be. And Dr. Heavely has probably already confronted the person that Dr. Damon is cheating with or has cheated with, just from the way that she talks so disrespectful about this potential person, allegedly. Okay.
For me, it's a long goddamn time.
A year.
A year. I was deprived of sex for a year.
Well, we've been
With
married
no-
for a long time.
See, that's
so it's a little
different.
bit
So it was a
different.
point in time where it was a mistake. I tripped and fell into some pussy twice.
You know.
I just can't with
God.
the
Anyway,
Tripped into it, right?
so back to
Being honest.
okay. So anyway, I don't know where to go from there, but let me say I've appreciated meeting both of you. You know, I was really excited when I saw that you were both coming on together because I was like, ooh, it's gonna be a cat fight, and you guys didn't disappoint. So what do you want?
I don't think it was a cat.
She don't
even
I
think
think
she
that
is.
the
But see,
level
that's-
of our differences is right where it needs
No,
to
but
be.
do you think why? Because you know what I will say, and I don't know if you know this. You really are shady on the low.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Don't you think
It
I
ain't
know
even
that?
on the
Oh,
low.
you know that. But do you know that? But you
We
come
all
across.
are, I think.
No, but I think you sometimes you come across like you think you're not though. You don't think so?
I know
Really?
exactly what I'm doing when I do it.
So you're strategic.
Absolutely. In everything that I've done. I have
Okay, so did y'all hear that? She said she knows exactly what she's doing when she does it. So all those I apologize, all those sorries, she don't mean it because she said she knows exactly what she's doing when she's being shady. And you know, Jason called her out, you know, by saying that, you know, she's shady, but he thinks that she doesn't think that she's being shady.
had a vision board. That's how I got my husband. I went to school
Wow.
and to find a man, and I put myself in the right place. I always had a plan.
Wait, you had,
Meharry.
was finding a man at school on your vision board?
Absolutely.
At Meharry.
I need to go and create a vision
The
board.
first day I met her, she said I was coming for you. I just didn't believe it.
Mm.
She
Wow.
did. So
Don't
she
be
not
lying.
lying.
Don't be
Don't be
lying.
lying.
She ain't lying. She's always said
I
that.
tell you the truth.
She's
Okay,
a-
so
But people respond.
This woman gave her an opportunity and oh my God. She said that Dr. Heavely told her the first day she met her that she was coming for her. Wow. Maybe you should have left her ass off of your show. And Moonchild said, Giovanni is messy. How long have they been without intimacy? Why ask a question like that to these married women? Yeah, and if you're talking about the same guy, he's flirting with Mariah right in her husband's face. Like he's a little disgusting to me. And she also said, that cackle voice is horrible. Yes.
Differently to different things. So
okay, I will say that I did not expect I knew this was gonna be entertaining, but I didn't think it would be this entertaining.
It's a
You guys
great
can come
show.
back anytime you want.
I appreciate
Great
that.
fucking show.
And tell
that.
Dr. Jackie stop being a fraud. She gotta be real.
Dr.
She-
Jackie
You know
is
what?
real.
I don't think she's a fraud. I think she's just more like prudish. You know,
Yeah.
to me, she just kind of,
She's-
just,
Yeah,
she's
think-
kind of close. She
I'ma
just
tell-
had, she's just real. You
And what's
know.
gonna happen is next season her man gonna be out there fucking a whole bunch
No.
of thoughts
Don't
and
put
magic
that in
I
the
don't think
universe.
so.
I rebuke
I don't
that in the
think
name
so.
of
You know what?
Jesus.
They've
Listen.
been through a lot. I don't think so. I think he, you know.
Dr. Jackie's not a fraud.
Why
I
would
think that
She's not.
The show
She's not.
portrays your personality
The way they want it to
be. But it puts it on 10. You know
Why
what I mean?
would you put that on their marriage?
Yeah.
I
They've
rebuke
been through
that.
a lot.
Why would you
I don't
ask-
think so.
Why
I
would
don't
you
think
ask
so.
two?
You'll
two-
love her husband.
Why would you
Y'all
ask-
would love her husband.
How would you ask two beautiful women in front of her husband? When's the longest she's gone without having sex?
He forgot
can
he was
answer
sitting
that.
there.
Ah.
I forgot the man was
Here,
sitting
here.
there.
We were talking about it like last week. I was
Thank
like,
you.
I've never
Listen.
been.
See
But
how
you
you
know,
trying to do that to me?
before you, let me just say this. It's funny that you asked that because
Thank you.
we were talking about this like a week ago, and I was like, we never went over a week. He was like, yeah, we went about 11 days one time. I was like,
Look, the way his
So
goddamn arms folded, he
he
know
was-
all the
he was
times,
like,
the
yeah.
dates.
He is an
So-
ER doctor. He needs to come
the
home
men
and
be
relieve
knowing.
stress on
He got that
people.
Let
ER
me
stance. He waiting for somebody to go into a stroke right goddamn now.
Okay, well, listen. Thank you both for coming on the show,
Thank
and
you
we're
for
going to be
having us.
making
Thank you
sure
for
that
having us.
everybody needs to just follow you in
Yes,
life
I
because
love
y'all are
y'all.
entertaining.
I watched the show in her shade, man. I laugh, man.
Ooh,
That-
I laugh
that's
at
so
your
funny.
shade. You,
I mean,
both of
that's
you.
not- I'm talking about when it come on me. I'm like, oh my god, that is so hilarious.
Okay, well, hopefully by the end of the season or at the reunion, you guys cry, hug, and make up, and don't be
That would be
scribbling on nobody's
something, wouldn't it?
photos.
I
What?
thought we had done
No,
that
that's
actually.
right.
What?
And then
In
here
church.
we are. Here we are.
Yeah. That's the sad part about it. We actually, yeah, that's why
All
we're
right,
here.
listen, we're out of here. Peace.
Thank y'all.
Please, thank you.
Thank
That was such a good interview. And guys, I didn't expect this video to be this long, but I got one other thing that I wanted to show you guys. And then we're going to be out of here. But let me go ahead. Moonchild said, thank you, Jason, and told the truth on Curtis. He don't want Jackie. He just comfortable. Yes. And he knows that Jackie is the breadwinner in that relationship. And he's retired and comfortable and he ain't going nowhere. But let me go ahead and share this last piece before we get out of here. Okay? So that's what a lot of people have said about Heavenly. She's miserable and it's misplaced anger and she takes it out on other people. She's not happy in her marriage. In my opinion, she doesn't have a good relationship with her family. I think her mom has passed away. God bless the dead. But her sister. So it's just misplaced anger. Okay. And Moonchild said, because Damon tried to fight him, I'm not mad at Aydin. Yes, so that's what I wanted you guys to know, that Aydin wanted Mariah to spill the beans on Dr. Damon. Like, he wanted her to tell it. I think he probably got tired of people calling his wife a liar or whatever the case may be. And yeah, he wanted her to put it out there that Dr. Damon is a cheater. And Jazzy said, yes, explained her relationships with other women in general. Yes, absolutely. So, guys, that's going to be it for this second video, part 2 of, because I have to keep reminding you guys of what this was all about. Dr. Heavenly and Mariah, what had happened. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did not do so on the way in, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And if you just happen to be catching the replay, please drop down in the comments so that we can keep this conversation going. I love chatting with you guys down in the comments, and like the video and subscribe to the channel. And Sharon said, great live. Thank you so much, Sharon. And Cynthia said, I wonder what Heavenly's sister has to say. We all wondering that, Cynthia. And Cynthia, if you missed part 1 of this video, we got into Dr. Heavenly and her sister, not about their relationship, but about the fact that Dr. Heavenly does not want anybody to locate her sister, to do an interview with her sister. So she's working very hard behind the scenes to keep her sister a mystery. So you need to go back and watch part 1 that I did just before this video, and it might explain some questions. And Moonchild said, I love this video. Nice breakdown. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, Moonchild. And thanks everybody for watching. And we'll see you in the next video. And bye for now.